Hello, hello, hello. So tonight I'm flying solo. I'm not used to flying solo. My better half is always with me and we're always doing our thing together. However, when it comes to homeschooling and classes and things going on with the PTA, I'm usually the one that kind of takes the lead on this. So here I am hanging out with you guys. I washed my hair. I blow dried it because I did not want to come to speak to you guys with some droopy looking hair. But I still can't get past the makeup thing. That's not going to happen, guys. If you know me, you're going to know that I'm a plain Jane kind of girl. Rugged, likes to be a tomboy, likes to hang out, get dirty, play, have fun. And that painting the nails all the time. I do like, but I haven't been doing it lately. Been busy with this homeschooling thing, and just taking in life, man. It's been a pretty weird couple of months, but we're getting through it, guys. We're getting through it. So, with that being said, I did want to let you know that we are being sponsored by All Star Party World. They're located in the Falls and they're actually helping us out with our camp. So if you're still interested in doing some camps or if you're interested in booking some parties, it's a nice place and a nice venue to do that. So if you're interested, you just look up All Star Party World and let them know that Kid got your ticket, send you there, and especially Sensei Paola and Sensei Alex. So let's get started. The topic for today is going to be homeschooling. Now, when I say homeschooling, it's kind of like an umbrella of things because at this very moment, I'm not sure if I'm going to be full blown homeschooling, if I'm going to be doing the half and half mix or the blend where they do classes from school and then they're recorded, or the teacher comes in and does them through the internet, and then they take some of those classes and then supplementing with my own, or if there's going to actually be a facility, a mortar and brick place where he can go. I can tell you that we as a family opted not to do the mortar and brick only because we understand that there's families out there that do actually need that spot. And I didn't want to take that spot. Yes, yes, yes. I'm very considerate. We're very considerate. We try to make sure that we're helping. Remember, guys, we're in this together. This is not my problem. This is not your problem. This is everybody's problem. And the only way that we're going to be able to win, succeed, get past this to a stronger economy and a stronger society is by actually working together. So we did opt not to be brick and mortar, but that is an option. I've been talking to different people. Yeah. Everybody always seems to know what's going on. But you know what I like to do? I like to listen, because there's a saying that when I was young, my mom used to say, river that sounds, rocks it brings. And what she was trying to say is, there's always truth or some type of validity to what people are saying. So I tend to listen and find out. I know a lot of people that are PTA presidents and have really good connections with the school. I myself have really good connections with the schools. But I've been very busy doing other things that I haven't really put myself out there to find out exactly what's happening in my son's school, because I kind of had the options that I wanted. So I haven't defined exactly what that option with my son's going to be. Like I said, the only two options that we have are either he's going to go to school with regular classes online, and then from there I will supplement with classes, or he is going to be doing full homeschool, full-blown homeschool, which I think is exciting. I mean, listen, guys, if you know me, my organizational skills are a real hot mess. I tend to write stuff down through hours and time, and I try to stick to my schedule. But let me tell you guys, when I can't follow this, or I get thrown a curveball like I did today, where I had to do a meeting and kind of shuffle this stuff around, things kind of get messed up. So do understand that you're not going crazy, because you are going to think that. You're not going crazy, guys. You just pick up the next day, or you pick up wherever you can and you keep moving. So with that being said, let's go ahead and kind of move on. Today, I am going to bring you, once I define exactly what we're going to do, I am going to bring you exactly what curriculum we're going to be using for his classes. I kind of have an idea of what I'm going to be doing for math and writing. I'm still thinking about what we're going to be doing for science and social studies. Gym's already covered. Yeah. I bet you guys know why Jim is already covered. Jim's already covered because I have an amazing husband, and he'll do karate with him. He'll do sports outside. They'll do soccer. He'll jump in the pool. Like there, that part is completely covered. And then the social aspect of it, laugh may it be. I laughed at it. I chuckled the other day when it dawned on me. The social aspect of it is that my son actually plays Xbox, and he gets to speak to his friends that he used to go to the clubhouse with on the Xbox, and then he makes new friends. So I'm not really too worried about the social aspect when it comes to the talking, the fighting, the learning how to, harness a bully and things of that nature, just being cool, down to earth, or being a leader, because he's kind of doing that online. He's not kind of, he is. So that's a plus, guys, a plus. If you guys know how to use the Xbox and the time, then it is a fantastic tool that you can use when you guys are going to be doing homeschooling. Now, we started our kind of schedule. We started it yesterday. Why? Because I want to be ready. I don't want to be stuck either him behind or me behind on the projects that need to get done because I haven't created a schedule. So number one, very important, very important, is outline the things that want to get done throughout the week. So in my case, I have items that he has to do in the morning once he wakes up. Yes, there's things that you have to do to prepare even before your day starts. I know that sounds crazy because it sounds crazy to me because I never thought that I had to block out time for brushing my teeth, fixing my hair, taking a shower, getting dressed, getting ready to prepare breakfast, getting ready to get everything ready. So I literally have to get ready to prepare to get ready, if that makes any sense. Yes. So I used to be that type of person that I used to be on a whim, and I used to think that, oh, you know what? This block from this time to this time, I'll make it to Publix in 2 minutes, and by the time I get back, I'll get ready onto my next slot. That's not how it works. So throughout your schedule, the main thing to do is block in, first of all, what your pre-plans for the day are going to be. So the way I do my son's schedule is I usually kind of time him. So he usually wakes up between 8 to 9 o'clock in the morning. So if he wakes up anywhere between 8 to 9, it's usually social time, hugs and kisses in bed. We talk, we have fun, we discuss his dreams, and then we kind of just hang out and vegetate a little bit. And then our schedule starts at 9. Everybody's schedule is different. Your schedule will probably start at another time. And then what I do is that I have blocks of half an hour and an hour. So the real fun stuff I make for an hour. Like my son always says, big brain mama, you got a big brain. Or he says, big brain idea, mommy, big brain idea. So that is a big brain idea. So the big brain idea is basically go ahead and slot your time in things that he likes and he dislikes. That's what I do. So the things that he really enjoys, we do for an hour. The things that he kind of, skates a little bit, kind of eats 5 minutes here, eats 5 minutes there of talking and asking, so what are we doing? Because kids are smart, guys. Kids are smart. They know how to entangle you so the time keeps going and the clock keeps ticking. So by the time the activity starts, you're like, holy moly, we only got 5 minutes left for the activity. Pollux. And then he kind of looks at me and smiles. But with time and with patience, mostly, and also with experience, very important. Ding, 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 ding. Hit that one in the head with the nail. Experience, you start learning your child, and then you start calling them out on their BS, and then you start kind of harnessing it in and bringing them in. So our day starts at 9. So from 9 to 9:30, he has things to do. What are those things? He has to comb his hair because now it's super long. Since the shutdown, we hardly go out, and we really don't go get our hair done. Anybody does in the house, like once every 2 months, if that. I mean, once a month, if that. And he wants his hair to grow. I love his hair the way it is. I am not going to stand against him having long or short hair. I will allow him to have it as long as he wants, and then once he gets tired of it, he's gonna cut it. He's gone through every single hairstyle. He's done the mohawk. He's done the clip to the side with the sides down and the line in the middle. He's done every single cool hairstyle you could possibly think about. My son's had it. And yes, I do have a picture of every single time because my son is adorable. And your kid is too, I promise. And I know they are. So with that being said, we have things of that nature. So we have, I call it self-appreciation and self-love time because it is. It's showing yourself love by combing your hair, brushing your teeth, putting deodorant on, getting dressed and getting ready for the day. This is a big one with my husband. I tend to like to get up and kind of just mope around and stay in my pajamas. I feel comfortable in pajamas. I mean, I love to be comfortable. That if you know me, you're going to know that I will always prefer comfort before I will prefer anything else. Because my younger years, when I was out there working in the executive world where I was in and out, I always had the stilettos, the nice suits, because I always worked in corporate America, and I always had to look jiggy and nice, and everything was pressed, and I had the nice suits and the nice shirts underneath and the nice rocking heels. My nails were always digging. I always had the makeup on. I never was able to kind of just be myself. And now I get this great opportunity to do that. So I really take advantage of it. Sometimes too much. So I think I have to harness that. But anyways, that's a different day, a different story. So getting dressed. Another thing that we're teaching him is to fix the bed. I always have him drink 8 ounces of water right when he wakes up. We do the cat litter box. We just found a little kitten. She's just adorable. She's 9 weeks old now. When we found her, she was 3 weeks old. And it's his responsibility, his cat, his responsibility. So he has to feed her in the morning. He has to give her vitamins. He has to clean out her cat litter. And he has to change her water. And he has to change our dog's water. So basically, that's another thing that he does. So it's his self-care time. And it's also helping around the house and managing our animals. Now, the other thing that I love to put in is 10 minutes of sun. I don't know about you guys, but it's very important to get your vitamin D from the actual sun and your food. Anything synthetic to the body, it's tough. Those who do it is fine, but I prefer getting that nice 10 minutes of sun. You get 10 to 20 minutes a day of sun is very good for the body. It increases all the happy hormones. It helps all the other cells in your body regulate and transport nutrients in and out of the cells. It gives you a nice smile. It gives you a nice golden tan. So it works on a lot of things. So he goes out there. Usually he takes the kitten with him. He plays with her outside, or he plays with our dog for about 10, 15 minutes, and then he comes back in. So our day after self-care time, which is from 9 to 9:30, his day usually starts at 9:30. And at 9:30 is really cool because at 9:30, it gives me time to start breakfast. So now here's where home ec plays a drill or plays its role. So in home ec, he learns how to cook. So what we do is that we start preparing breakfast. We get all the breakfast ready. So we get our eggs, our protein, we get our spinach, our veggies. We don't eat fruit right when we eat breakfast because you should actually, fruit is fruit time and food is food time. The acids that you need in your stomach to digest fruits is completely different than regular food. So we kind of just do the main meal. We usually have a banana when we wake up for potassium and just to get us ready to go with the sugar. I know it's a little bit too much, but I think we burn it off for everything we do through the day. So for those 30 minutes, from 9:30 to 10, he actually helps out. He makes the breakfast. He sets the table. He helps make the breakfast. He helps set the table. Remember, guys, he's not doing this all on his own. He's helping me. He's assisting me. He is my assistant. I finally get an assistant. So he is my assistant. And you know what? He loves it. He's learning how to cook. He's learning how to make food on his own. He's learning how to do spices. He's learning how to do what every man should know how to do, which is cook for themselves and then also be able to help his wife when he gets older to be able to take some loads off, because there's no roles here in this house. Everyone plays a different role, and some are stronger in certain things than others, and some take the reins on some things and others take the reins on others. So That's what we're trying to teach him. We're trying to teach him that no one's too good for any role, that we all participate in everything. Then at 10 o'clock, which is the half an hour after, we usually sit down, we do our prayer, we eat breakfast, and then guess what? I know, like I said, my assistant, I'm so freaking blessed. He actually helps me. So we pick up all the plates. I teach him how to load the dishwasher. He gets everything ready. We're usually done in about 10, 15 minutes. And then after that, he gets like 15 minutes to kind of just chill, relax, walk around, play with the cat, or look at something on YouTube, or, whatever he can do in 15 minutes. After that, we usually read. So this is the perfect opportunity that I get, for me, to actually read. Now remember, guys, I'm talking to parents that are stay-home moms, even though I'm a stay-home mom and I'm also an entrepreneur. So my days are kind of rough. Thankfully, my husband during the day takes the majority of the blow of the business. So he's the one that runs a lot of the show of it. And then I just come in and kind of do the ending, the loose ends that I have to do to help out. So he's the one that does most of it. And then I just kind of come in and help out. So I do both, but mostly my main focus is trying to get our son to where he needs to be. So when he turns 18, he's a productive part of society. And he can be happy, healthy, and also be productive and useful to whoever he encounters, which is, a priority, right? Just like it's a priority, like my husband always says, that you have to learn. No, first you learn. Then after you learn, you incorporate. And then after you incorporate, you teach. So basically, this is what I'm doing now. I learned how to do it. I've incorporated it because thankfully I had SKC, the clubhouse, where I had to do schedules all day long, which had me understanding how to put scheduling and how to do certain activities that'll help and be fun. So I'll explain that to you also. I also like to do, now that I have that time, I also like to do high activity and then low activity. So like that, he can have a variety during the day. It's not always high, or low, because then he gets bored. So I mix up the day so he can have some fun intensity, get all that energy and that bolted up, suppressed energy that they need out. And then I do something low where he can kind of calm down, gather his thoughts, do his thing, and then we move on to the next activity. So after that, we usually read. It's not always the same every day. I'm just kind of giving you the block so you guys understand how I do it. So like that, when you create your schedule, it'll be easier for you guys to know what to play around with. All right. So now you guys know that the timing is important. So you go anywhere between half an hour to an hour, right? So those are my blocks. Then you understand that the things that aren't fun, we do for shorter time, and the things that are fun, we do for longer time. That's number 2. Then number 3, we understand that we have high time and low time. So we mix it up so he can have also that time to release anxiety, speak, talk, ask questions, enjoy his time, and just kind of be a kid, right? Because being a kid is super important, right? And being a cool mom and being a mom that can help and support is even more important. And they will thank you, I promise. So after that, we read. Now, like I said, this is the time that I also get to read. So him and I sit down. We sit in a couch, his legs this way, my legs that way, and he reads a chapter. I read a chapter. Great. Once we're done with that chapter, we actually explain it to each other. So he gets to see what I'm reading, which in some cases he won't understand, but I'm reading a really good book, and it's a very life book. So explaining it to him, he actually is getting it. And his book is pretty cool, which is about a summer camp. A summer for this kid, and how he's doing his days throughout the summer. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that we get to share that together. Then after that, I give him Xbox time. Yes, I give him 1 hour where he can go and socialize. Where not just socializing with me, he gets to go socialize with kids his age. And throughout the hour, yes, I hear him arguing. Yes, I hear him laughing. I hear him telling jokes. I hear him having a great old time. So I enjoy knowing that he's doing some type of social time with someone other than myself or my husband for an hour. So he gets that in the morning. Goes, does his Xbox time, he goes, has his fun, and during that time, I get to do my things, like tidy the house, do anything that I have to do on the computer for my business, possibly help my husband with something that he might need, take out the garbage, whatever needs to get done, whatever my duties are, I get that blocked hour. And if you guys know Xbox, I used to not like it, but now that I learned how to use it to my advantage, I love it. So basically, he during that time, he really doesn't ask questions. He doesn't come out unless he's like starving. He'll be like, "Mom, can I get a snack?" But other than that, he goes in his room 1 hour and I just hear him having fun and a good time. So that gives me a lot of time to do my thing because it gives me a solid hour of doing what I need to do. Now, the good thing with my son is that he understands not to go over the time, because if he does go over the time, then everything else gets lost. And then when it's his next time, Xbox time, I take that time away from his Xbox time. So that's how he stays on schedule. Yes, let me explain that again. I know you guys are saying, hold the presses, Paola. Hold the presses. What is it that you do there? I'm going to tell you. So in the fun activities that he likes to do, if we go over on that time because he is not time managing himself well, right? Because he has to look at the clock and he has to manage his time. If he is not doing that, I also help him out. I'm not a tyrant, and I don't, I don't, kill him or get upset about him going over. But I do tell him, if you go over and we're not able to finish the next block that we need to finish, then I have to take that away from your Xbox time, and the block that we are having has to get stretched a little longer. So he makes sure he's off a minute even before the hour is up, which, like I said, works fantastic for me. So I don't know, try that out. If it doesn't work, let me know and we'll see what we can brainstorm together. After that, he comes with me for an hour and we prepare lunch. Now, during this lunchtime, he learns how to make whatever carb we're eating, whatever protein we're eating, and whatever veggie we're eating. He also helps me. Set the table, bring out the drinks, bring out whatever condiments or whatever we need to be on the table. So this is amazing because he's learning how to use his time well throughout the day, and he's also learning how important it is to sit down and have a meal. Now, us Americans, we haven't had that. We're always rushing. We're rushing from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. So stress is very high. And that's why we get a lot of indigestion and our stomach hurts after we eat, because we could just never sit down and just eat. Well, guess what? In this household, I am teaching him that he needs to respect his body and he needs to sit down and he needs to eat. So he actually understands that. So we actually block out an hour, and within that hour, he helps me cook, and he does something very important. He feeds our dog, and our dog has a barf diet. A barf diet is an all raw food diet for dogs. So he knows how to do the protein, which is the animal, and how to do the animal fat, the carbs, the fish oil that she needs, like her egg, her calcium, like all these things that she needs. He actually helps prepare her food. Now, what I've been doing lately is that we go ahead and we grab bags and we kind of prepare her food beforehand. But there's a couple of things that cannot go within the bag because they spoil. Even if I freeze them, I don't want to freeze an egg. So what we do is we semi-prep, and then he grabs those bags that are already semi-prepped, and then he kind of finalizes it. But the good thing is that he understands that even our animals have to eat their food and be prepared. So he understands he has to prepare food for himself and the family, and he also understands that he has to prepare food for our beautiful Gracie. So that happens. After that, then we sit down and I have a half an hour blocked out for lunch. So we sit down, we once again pray, we give thanks, we bless our food, and we eat it. We have 30 minutes of that. No rushing. We sit down, we talk, we laugh, we enjoy our time. We say funny stories of whatever happened in the morning, or he'll tell me, something crazy that happened with his friends on the Xbox. And he cherishes that time, which is really important, because if I let him go on for 8-9 hours a day, he'll do it. And guess what? I'll be totally okay, because I have stuff to do and I can get all my stuff done. But it's not mentally, it's not physically sound, and it's not spiritually sound. So we do not condone that. Now, Saturdays and Sundays is a different story. We'll get to that. So then we actually have fun. So we sit down, we eat, we relax. After that, we go ahead and we bring it back to the kitchen. And then now we have a 15-minute block of putting the food away, cleaning up, and loading our dishwasher. Now, it's incredible to see a child know what to do and how to do it because he understands his schedule and he's done it, so he gets it. And to him, it's not really a daunting task like, oh my God, we have to do this. Why? Because I make it fun. I talk to him. We'll like cut up watermelon or do things while we're doing other things. I make it as interesting as I can. I mean, some days I really just want to get to the point and get things done, and I get it. Yes, parents, there's going to be days like that. I have them. No one's perfect. But on the days that we can have a lot of fun, we do, because those are the days that he's going to remember. I promise you, because those days outweigh any bad day that I'm having or that he's having. Because remember, guys, we're both people. He's a person and I'm a person. And there's days he wakes up with el moño atravesado. El moño atravesado. Do you guys know what that means? That means the ribbon on the wrong side. Oh, wakes up on the wrong side of the bed. He does. And guess what? I do too sometimes. Sometimes I wake up and I go, oh my goodness, today is going to be a rough day. Either I'm tired or I didn't get good sleep, or it's just one of those days, or Mercury's in retrograde and she's hitting me hard. So it's fine. But like I said, make most fun of the days that you can when you're in that giddy mood and you're happy and you're having a good time. Those are the days you take advantage of. Then, after that, today, we actually did something pretty dope. We actually went on the roof and we actually did some plumbing. So we actually went ahead every probably quarter or every 6 months, we like to go up to the roof and just clear out our pipes. I have hair. We have a septic tank. We take care of our pipes. So we just go up there and we put our snake. The snake goes down, clears up all the pipes, keeps everything in the house running smooth. No issues, no nothing. Pipes are awesome. House is awesome. Guess what he's learning? He's learning maintenance of a home, and he's seeing his father go up there and do it, and he's seeing mom help. What does that teach him? That teaches him when he gets older and he's a father or he's a husband, he knows that there's going to be maintenance that a home needs, and he knows that he needs to be that provider of that service, and he knows that he'll be helped by his wife because that's what he's used to. Guys, remember, we do in our life whatever we're accustomed to. So if you're in a bad relationship, it's because that's what you're accustomed to. If you want to change it, then you have to show yourself a different path and a different direction. But that's for a whole other conversation and a whole other podcast, not this one. But he's learning how things should be done or how they're expected in my household. They don't have to be like that in every household, and I'm okay with that. You know why? Because some households don't have a dad. Some households don't have a mom. Some households have grandparents. Some households just have a mom or a dad. That's fine. But if you stabilize a very, very nice connection and you teach him or teach them what a healthy relationship is, that is a plus. Bing, 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 bingo for you. Because they're going to understand that they need to be respected, that they are loved, and that they deserve to have a certain level of acceptance of how they appreciate or how they accept people to treat them. And that's very important for self-love. So he saw us up there. We got up there. We did our thing. We cleared everything up. Took us about 30 minutes. We got down. We sat down. We put everything away. We ate a little snack and we laughed a little bit as a family, which I think was pretty cool. So we get to have that interaction. Then after that, he had a full hour of robotics. So now we're at 2:30 to 3:30. He loves robotics. I like, how do we do robotics? I get these bricks from Lego, and it already comes with the instructions. And we sit down and we just look for pieces, and he puts them together. Now, in those times, which is the good thing, he's 11. I don't have to sit there with him. He enjoys it. He'll put his music on YouTube. Love it. He loves to do it. He puts his music on, rocking, jamming. Wow, he's jamming. He's rocking. He's rocking. He's jamming. And while he's doing all of that, guess what he's doing? He's also focusing on putting bricks together. Now, why do I love robotics? First of all, it makes him think. The instructions for robotics are completely different than those pieces where they do for different Lego sets. Robotics, they just show you the picture, they show you the colors, and then you have to figure out where the next piece is from the above piece that you just put in. So it's like it doesn't show you with arrows where the piece goes. You have to literally figure it out. And I like that because that produces critical thinking. He has asked me a lot of times to come help. And in the beginning, I did help, especially when the set was new. Now, I really try not to. I stand there and I kind of tell him shift it to the left or shift it to the right, or I give him ideas and pointers from the computer, but I don't do it for him. Now I'm reading this book. It's called The Ultimate Gift. And it states in that book that we are the best of our hardest adversities, which means the adversities that you get through makes you a better person. If he has adversities and I'm there fixing every single one, which parents, moms, dads, believe me, I have fixed a lot of his problems. And I am shameful. Why? Because he needs to learn. But he's my only one. And I try to step back now that he's older, and I want him now to fix his own problems or to figure it out. You got to figure it out. How do you become smarter? By figuring things out on your own. So I'm there to be the wingman, to help him out. And if I see him getting, super frustrated or he wants to give up, then I'm there to give the encouragement and help. But he actually is the one that has to do it. And you know what? When he did the first Lego set, it was tough. It was a lot. I was there a lot, helping out. I was there telling him what piece goes where. And then on the second one, having a conversation with my husband, he goes, you know what, babes? I don't think you should help him out that much. He needs to be doing that on his own. And you know what? I said, you're right. You know why? Because one day he's going to be a husband to a family, and he's going to be a man in the street. He needs to know how to figure things out. Mommy's not going to be there to save the day, or daddy. So now it's more like Pollux. You have to figure it out. But mom, then I kind of tell him, listen, the piece looks like it goes in a spot that has this and this and this, but you have to figure it out. I can't help him. And then when he does figure it out, even if it takes him 10 minutes, he comes in with the biggest smile. He's like, you got to see, this kid has a beautiful smile. He the biggest smile on his face of accomplishment. And that makes me so happy. So he does his robotics for an hour, and guess what? He loves robotics so much that there's times that he'll go over to an hour and a half and 2 hours, and I don't penalize him for that. I just let him go ahead and continue, and then we move on to the next activity. So he does that for an hour. After that, we usually do Spanish. I'm Spanish speaking, so is my husband. Guys, do not judge me and don't kill me. My son, till about 4 years old, spoke perfect Spanish. When I say perfect, it was perfect. I have videos. He understands every single thing that you tell him in Spanish. Everything. He knows how to read in Spanish. He does. Not write yet because he doesn't know how to speak it yet. But speaking it, it is just, it's not his forte. Does he understand it? Does he speak a little bit? Yes. But he doesn't speak enough. And that is one of my priorities. I want him to be full-blown Spanish, como lo soy yo. Yo puedo hablar inglés y español y puedo cambiar de una cosa a la otra así de rápido. And I think it's very important. I can switch from Spanish to English in a drop of a dime, and I think it's very important. And you know what? I also think that's good. It helps the brain grow bigger. So we've been doing Spanish. Now, I'm not a Spanish teacher. The good thing is that first, second, third, fourth, fifth, he had a Spanish class. And in that Spanish class, they taught him él, ella, nosotros, all of that, all those things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, colors. So he learned the fundamentals and the basics, which is great. But what we're doing now is that we're reading books in Spanish, and then I'm asking him to go ahead and tell me what I'm reading to him. Soon, this was just week 1. After a month, I'm planning on having him read the book and then explain to me what he read in Spanish. Well, we're going to start in English and then we'll move on. So what I'm doing is that I progressively make it harder because he's eventually going to get it. The kid's smart. All kids are. All kids absorb information and they like to implement, they like to learn, implement, and then use, which is one of the most beautiful things that kids have. They like to learn it, then they like to try it out, and then they like to teach it to their friends, right? I'm right. And that's what kids like to do. And we lose that as adults, and we think it's a daunting task, but if we start doing that again, then it kind of helps out. So that's what I want to teach him, and that's the approach that we're taking to Spanish. Am I right or wrong? I don't know. But is it working? Absolutely. He loves the stories, and I'm starting with baby stories. Like when I say baby, I'm talking about like pre-K, first grade stories. And he laughs about it. I mean, it's not El Niño Tiene un Dedo. It's not like that. It's a full-blown story, but it's the words are at a caliber of younger kids. So like that, he can start building off of that. Because remember, we're going from never talking Spanish unless mom and dad are here or my mother-in-law's here to now having to speak. So that we do for 30 minutes because it's not that he doesn't enjoy it. He does like it. And if he likes the book, he really gets into it. But I don't want him to get bored. And I don't want him to be like, oh, I don't want to do it. It's boring. You suck. Yes, guys, I get that. I get the, why do we have to do this again? Why do I have to read that? Why do I have to do this? I get it. But you know what? I encourage him. I explain it to him. There's days that I just go, Pollux, I don't want to hear it. It's time to get to what we need to do, and let's do it. And then there's this like, hey, listen, the more you learn, the smarter you're going to be, and the more exciting you'll be as a person, right? So let's learn. And then he's like, all right, let's go. So that's another trick that I use. I kind of make sure that I let him know why it's important, because I hate when people tell me to do something and they don't explain to me why it's important. I'm a big why and how person. I ask a lot of questions, and I know people kind of get annoyed with me and they think that I'm doing it because I'm belittling them, but I'm not. I really want to know why. Like, why does that happen? And why does this happen? And how does this interfere with this? And why does this have to interfere with that? And if this interferes with this, how does it work? But then again, I'm one of four, and I'm the youngest. So I'm assuming that all the older ones and my parents always explain to me things. So I'm a how and a why person. So if you ever meet me and I start asking you a lot of questions, don't think I'm trying to interrogate you. I'm just actually really, really, really wanting to find out why things operate like that and your perspective on why they operate like that. I'm not going to judge. I'm not judgmental at all. I learned how to cross bridges a long time ago. That's another conversation we'll have when we do our solo dates. I like these solo dates. These things are kind of badass. What? I get to let you guys know the crazy things I think about. But anyways, I really enjoy this homeschooling thing, and I pray that it continues with the velocity and the passion that I have for it. I think that I'll tell you why at the end. But anyways, he does Spanish. He does that for 30 minutes. Now we're at 5 o'clock, 5 to 6. We ended at 4. So from 4 to 5, he does research time. So what's this research time? He wants a gaming computer right now for his birthday. So I'm having him research the different computers. We're having him research the different mouses and the different keyboards for this gaming computer. So for him to sit down there and research is a lot of fun. I make sure we try to give him good topics that he'll enjoy. So he's reading reviews, he's listening to YouTube people talking about the different ways of working the different keyboards, the different mouses, which system works for what system's good for what games. So he's learning all of this because I want to make sure we make an educated decision about what type of gaming computer he's going to get. Now, these gaming computers are expensive, and if we're going to get one, we need to get one that he likes, that he's going to enjoy, and also he needs to learn how to boot and fix, because I am nowhere near an engineer of computers. So I will not know how to reboot or fix. So he needs to learn all this stuff. So if there's any glitches in any of the computers, if there's any little issues that happens with the mouse, if there's any issues that happen with the keyboard, he needs to know so he knows how to fix it. So right now he's been researching for the whole week. He's going to be researching gaming computers. And then we'll make a final decision. He's up to right today. He had to find out how much are 3 of each one. So how much do they cost? Where can we find them? What websites? Which are the best? And what colors do they come in? All the things that he would need to know when he actually grows up and buys something, right? Do you guys do research when you buy? to be honest with you guys, I never, ever in my life, did research on anything. Why? Because I didn't know. I was naive. But you know what? Being naive and being ignorant is not an excuse. So I would probably buy things and they would break down and then I would have to buy them again. But now I research, and I have to thank my husband for that because he's the one that before we buy anything, he researches. Now, I'm not going to lie. I don't research the small things, but when we were going to buy a house, I did do my research. I knew where we wanted to live. I knew why we wanted to live there. I knew a lot of things about a place even before we decided to move there. So I did do it on kind of the big things. I just didn't do it on the little things. But now I do research on everything because it helps you. It helps you get different perspectives. And you know what else I like to do? I also like to talk to other people that, like, for example, with Polix's homeschooling, when I start telling you how we're going to do the schedule and what programs I picked or what curriculums I picked for what classes, I've been talking to a lot of parents, teachers. Thankfully, I stay friends with my son's teachers and principals that I know. So I get to ask them, hey, what curriculum works best for this and this? You know, because each kid is different. My son his strong suits is math and science, and he loves to read. The kid's amazing at reading. Writing, horrible. So I'm finding a curriculum in the writing that makes it fun. So his writing curriculum has a lot to do with alternative endings, where he can do alternative endings to things that he reads. It has a lot to do with playwriting. It has to do with morals, because he likes to learn about morals. He likes to learn about things that are happening in the world and how we can fix them. So like I said, you have to know your child. And thankfully, you know, I have a good base with my son. So we do research. During that time, again, I get to either sit with him and do my own research, or I get to do whatever needs to get done around the house or for the business. So like I said, it kind of goes up and down. I get my time, he gets his time. Then from 5 to 6 today, we did family time. So what do we do at family time? Family time is anything. Jump in the pool, ride a bike, work out, play cards, do dominoes, play chess, paint, whatever it is that we find fun at that moment, we do. So even if it's just sitting down outside in the sun or in the grass, playing with our animals and just talking. So we do that. And we do have family time that we sit together. That's an hour because we enjoy it. So we either do soccer, wiffle ball, baseball, whatever you could possibly imagine to fill in that time and have fun and just enjoy and just let loose and have a good time. Then after that, guess what he gets? Now he gets an hour and 30 minutes of Xbox, because now it's the end of the day. We're winding down, he's done, and now he's getting to go play some Xbox and get what? His social time. You got it. Ding, 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 ding. Big brain, big brain. He gets his social time. And during that social time, he gets to speak, let that anxiety out, tell the kids what he did for the day. And I usually hear him say, hey, you know, today I was on the roof. I was learning how to, you know, stick a snake in what's a snake, Pollux? And then he gets to express himself. Because you know what? I think writing is very important. But the most important thing to me is actually being able to communicate and being able to express your thoughts to somebody else. Because you can write eloquently and you can freaking be the most amazing freaking writer and reader. But if you cannot sit down and convey your message verbally and physically to someone, that's not good. So I like to hear him socialize and verbalize his day-to-day activities. And I like to hear him verbalize books. I like to hear him verbalize stories. So that's very important for me. We do a lot of verbalization. And guess what? He's a Virgo. So he's like me. He's a how and why person. So he does ask, but why this? But how this? But why is this happening? But this and this. So that's basically what we do. Now, today, we are going to be ending after I end this video. Right now, he's on Xbox time. We are going to go ahead and then go to dinner. He is going to help me prepare dinner. His dinner, because I do IF, so I intermittent fast. I stop eating at 5. He does eat something in the nighttime before he goes to bed. So he's going to help me with dinner. We're going to prepare him something to eat, something quick. It's never anything really, really big because we have really big breakfasts and really big lunches. And then the evening meal is something small. So he's going to help me prepare that. And then after that, he takes a shower, gets ready, and then we usually go to bed and watch a movie. So that's basically how my day is broken up. So it's broken up in between, like I said, 30 minutes to 1 hour categories. I put fun stuff in there. I make sure that he is doing things that he enjoys, as well as giving me time throughout the day to do the things that I need to do. We also spend time together, enjoying our time. And the most important thing is that we're doing it with a smile. And I'm actually, if I choose the full-blown homeschooling option, I'm actually going to start the second week of August to his curriculum, because I want to be able to take time on the areas that he might have trouble with. Hey, he might not. But you know what? I like to be prepared. I lived my life for a long time being reactive. And one day in conversation, I was talking to a friend who's a lawyer, and I was telling him about something. And he goes, you know what? You're always reactive. And my husband would say that too. You know, you frazzle too easily. And I was like, I was always the one that tries to fix things. So if something breaks, I try to fix it. So if something happens to my son, I try to fix it. And once I became a mom, I took a huge step back and I said, you know what? That needs to stop. I need to allow other people to fix the problems on their own. Even though I love to be, da da da, here I come to save the day. I love to be Superwoman, and I love to go to the rescue for everyone. And you know what? I think that's either a Reyes quality, which is my maiden name, or it's a Virgo quality, because my brother is exactly the same way. We just love to just go ahead and rescue people and help, because helping is fun. But I've come to the conclusion that when you do that, you take away that person's excitement to see themselves win. So there's no more reactive in me anymore. I'm very proactive. So what I do is, let's start early. So if we have to set back a little bit, we have that time, and then I don't feel that pressure of having that anxiety and stress, because I do suffer from anxiety and stress. That's another topic. That's another thing. I'll tell you how I overcame that and how I overcome it on a daily basis. But there's a lot of things that you guys didn't know about me that you will learn about me, and I'm an open book. I want to learn, implement, and teach. Why? Because that's the purpose of life. That's the purpose, and that's something that my husband, I, and my son decided that was our purpose here as a family nucleus and as a home, which is learn, implement, and then teach. Guys, I hope you learned something. I know I did. And the best thing is that when I repeat it and I go over it, a lot of other things sink down. So I hope that you enjoyed it. I had a great time. I hope you liked my hair. I blow dried it just for you guys, because blow dry hair looks so nice. I didn't want to come here with my hair like this to start this awesome podcast. Guys, like I said, once I have all the classes and the curriculums ready to go and which one we decided, I will let you know. And it's coming up by the end of the week, because I'm waiting for Miami-Dade to go ahead and say if it's going to be brick and mortar, if we're doing online, or if we're doing, because like that, I'll be able to decide what we're going to do. I hope you guys have a fantastic evening. Guys, the road is tough, but it's fun. Remember, we have two ways of looking at things. You could either look at it for face value on how horrible it is, or you could look at it for face value on how beautiful it is. Every single problem is a gift, because it brings you an opportunity of growth. So let's enjoy this time. This is, I actually think, the most beautifulest time that we get to spend with our kids. It was taken away from us. We were robbed from it for such a long time, and now it has been given back to us. So if you're able to take advantage of that, please do so, and I promise you won't regret it. All right, guys. See you later. Peace.